Hi everyone, I'm Okay Ayotupo Solomon. You're welcome back to the channel. If you are an absolute beginner looking to build your very first website from scratch, you are in the exact right place. In this tutorial series, we are going to build a clean modern personal web portfolio using only plain HTML and CSS. No complex frameworks, no extra builds. In today's video, which will be the part 1, we are hitting the ground running. We will be setting up the core layout of our site by building a functional navigation bar and then laying down the structure for our 4 main sections, which are the home, the about, projects, and contacts. Now, these sections are going to start off empty, but don't worry, in the upcoming videos, we will fill them with content and add beautiful styling, and then bring the whole portfolio to life step by step. Grab your code editor, hit that subscribe button if you are yet to, and let's dive straight into the code. So, to begin, we need to create a folder on our desktop page. I have created mine and I named it my portfolio. You should also create yours and give it your desired name. Now I will be opening the folder on my VS Code now. So come down to File menu and then select Open Folder and then select Desktop, since that is the location of my folder. And then I'll select the name of my folder, which is my portfolio, and then select Open Folder to open. You can see my folder is open, but there are no files in it. So I need to create my index.html file and my CSS file. So I'll start with creating my index.html file. So come to this area where you have the name of your folder and you click on the file icon to create your folder, to create your file. So I'll be naming it index.html and then enter. And then I will also create my CSS file. Click on this file icon again and then type the name of your CSS file. I'll be using style.css and then enter. So now I have successfully created the files for my project, my index.html file and my style.css file. So I'll come back to my index.html file to begin the code writing. So now I'll be making use of my boilerplate. So you can get that on your own system too by making use of the shift and exclamation mark button on your keyboard. So I'll be pressing shift and exclamation mark and then enter. So this has given me my boilerplate. Then I'll be changing the name of the document, the title of the document rather. Instead of documents, I can change to my web portfolio. And that's done. I'll be linking my style.css to this particular index.html file. So let me come under the title tag and then put in a link and then link my CSS file, that is style.css. So that's done. Then let us move into the body tag and begin to write our code. So firstly, we need to create the nav bar. So I'll be making use of the nav tag to create my nav bar. Then I create another list. Inside that, I'll be making a list of my menu items. And then I'll add my anchor tag inside each of the lists. So the first menu list, I'll be giving it home, and the second one, I'll be giving it about, and then the third one, I'll be giving it projects, and then the last item, I'll be giving it contact. So I have created my menu item list. So I have the home, I have the about, and I have the projects, I have the contacts menu item. So these are going to be my clickable menu that will be taking me to different parts of the web portfolio. So now let's go on to the CSS aspect to style what we have here. And first of all, I need to do this as setting. This is to remove browser predefined settings. Now let's style our nav. So I'll be making use of position. I'll be using fixed position so that my nav bar remains in view every time I scroll through the pages of the website, and then that implies giving it top 0 and left 0. Then I'll give it a display flex. Then I'm giving it a width of 100% and a height of, let's say, 30 pixels. So let's see what we have been doing so far. I'll come back to my index.html. Then right click on the page, open with live server. So you can see we have something here on our browser, but they are not well formatted. So we are going to continue with the styling of the nav. So then I will also say justify contents to center, and then align the items also center. And let's give it a background color so that we can see the actual height of the navbar. So I'll use this. So you can see we have our background really visible now. So then I need to make the menu list to be arranged horizontally. And how do I do that? I need to call my UL tag here. So that is what I'll be styling, and then I'll go back to my CSS, and then inside the nav tag I will call the UL. Kindly go back to our video on the smart way to write CSS to really understand the concept of CSS and nesting. That is what I am using here. So I'll be styling the UL, so I'll give it a display flex, and then a gap, let's say 2rem, and then the list style, I'll say no to remove the. So you can see it's taking shape. Then next thing I need to do, all these are what they are tags, so I need to format them so that I can really see what I have here. So I need to do what? Go back to my index.html, and then I will need to call out the li tags and the anchor tags. I'll be calling the li tags and the anchor tag in my CSS. So let's go back to the CSS file. So still inside the nav, I'll be calling my li and then anchor tag. So I'll say text decoration, I'll give it none, and then let's give it a color. I'll say taking shape, and then I'll give it a font size of 18 pixels. You can use your desired size depending on what you want. Then if you would like to give it a font weight, you can add your desired font weight. So let me just use the 300. Yeah. So then let's go back to our index.html. So let's start creating the different sections of our web portfolio. So I'll create my sections here. I'll be creating 4 sections because I have 4 menu items. So I'll be creating 4 sections so that each of these sections I can now link them to each of the menu items in my navbar, such that when I click on a menu item, it will take me to that particular section. Then inside the section, I'll be adding an ID for each of them. So for the first section, I'll be giving it an ID of home, and then the second section, I'll give it an ID of about. Then the third section, the ID will be project, and then the ID will be contact. Then inside each of the section, Let me space them. Inside each of the section, I'll be putting a paragraph tag just to display something for now. So let me use my p tag, and inside the p tag I'm going to put a section for the home section. I'll say this is my home section. Then for the second section, which is the about section, I'll put another paragraph tag, and I'll say this is my about section. And then for the project, let me put a paragraph tag, and I'll say this is my project section. And then for the contact section, I'll add another p tag. Inside it, I'll say this is my contact section. So each of these sections that we have created, we need to link them to each of the menu items in our navbar. So I'll link the home section to the home menu, and I'll link the about section to the about menu, and I'll link the project section to my project menu, and likewise I'll link the contact section to my contact menu. So how do I do that? I'll do that by coming inside the href parentheses, and then I'll type hash, then the name of the section ID, which is home for the home section, and then I'll come down to about. The name of the ID for the about section is about. So you can see I'm using the same case for the name of the href of each of the menu items, since that is what I used in my section ID name. And then for projects, I'll be using projects, and then contact, I'll give it a contact name. So now let's go back to our style.css to style the section so that we can see what we have inside each of the section. So I'll be going to my style.css now, and then let's style the section. So I'll call the section the home section, which is home, and then I'll begin the styling. I'll give it an height of 100 height, and then I'll ask it to display flex, and then the flex direction, we'll say column, align item center, and justify content. I'll say I'm using center for that. Now you can see the content of my home section on the index.html is appearing on my web browser now. If you recollect, for the home section I added a p tag, and inside the p tag I wrote this is my home section. You can see I have that on my web browser being displayed on my web browser here. So likewise, if I click on the about menu, it should take me to the about section. Can you see? You can see I have the about section, I have the project section displaying the content of the project section, I have the contact section displaying the content. But it is appearing like this because I am yet to style them. So I'm going to style them just like I styled my home section. So I'll go back to the style.css file to style my about section. So I'll come down underneath the home, and I'll call my about section. Now let me just copy the styling I gave to the home and apply it to the about section. So if I go back to click on my about menu on my browser, you can see it has taken me to the about section. You can see I have this is my about section. The page is displaying what I have inside the about section. Likewise, I will style the project section. So I'll just call the project section, and then I'll paste the same styling, and then let's go to the browser, click on projects. It should take us to the project section. You can see I have the project section. Likewise, I will do the same thing for the contact section. Then I'll call the contact section and paste the same styling again. Then let's check by clicking the contact menu. You can see we are already in the contact section. So now there is another way I can write the styling for each of these menu items. Instead of repeating or calling each section, I can join them together so that I won't have to be repeating the same code. If you look at the styling, the four menu items have the same styling. So instead of just coming back and forth writing a styling for home section and then repeating the same style for about section, repeating the same style for projects, repeating the same styling for contact section, I can just make use of one styling for the four menu items. So how do I do that? So I'll come down to my home section. So I'll just add a comma and then press enter, and then I will add the about section, then press comma and then enter, then the project section, and then comma again, enter, and then I add the contact section. So that is that. Then I can delete the individual styling that I gave to the about and contact section now. So now let's check our browser to see if what we have done is actually correct. So this is my home section. I am on the home section on the web browser now. Then let's check the about section. I'll click on about. You can see that's taking me to the about section, and then let's check the projects, and you can see we are seeing the content of the project section now. Likewise, if you click on the contact section, and we can see the contact section showing the contents of the contact section. So now the next thing now, I would like to add a kind of styling to our CSS, such as when I click on any of the menu, if you scroll to the particular section, instead of like it is showing like it's appearing without any scrolling effect. So once I click on any menu item, we are going to see a scrolling effect. We are going to see the page scrolling into view. So how do I do that? I'll come underneath my universal settings, and then I'll call the HTML. Then I'll say scroll behavior. I'll give it smooth. Then let's check. So we are on the home section currently on our web browser. Then let's click on the about section and see the scroll effect. You can see, and then let's pick the projects and the contacts. Yeah. So let's get back to our index.html and see what else we can do. Okay. So if you want to add color to your background for each of the sections, you can simply come back to your style.css and then give it a color. Scroll to where we style the sections, click underneath, and inside it we give it a background color. Let me just use a random color to show you, but I'll still be removing it. Okay, let me just give it red. So you are going to see that every of the section we have on the web page is going to have this red color. So this is the home section. If you click on the about section, you are still going to be seeing the red. Likewise, this contact section. So we are going to be stopping the project here for today. Please join us in our next class where we continue with the building of the web portfolio. Thank you. Please remember to share, like, and subscribe if you are yet to. Thank you.